very conclusion of our most recent road trip. In front of me is the Valley of Fire, right outside of Las Vegas. This is the final stop. Today we're making the trek all the way back home to Arizona. We actually got into this site last night and did this exact flight at sunset, but it was pretty windy and we were late to the flight, so the lighting was terrible, and we decided to stay the night at the campsite and do this flight again in the morning and hopefully zero wind so that we could actually fly around these rock formations. Looks like Colby's on my left, BB's on my right, and we're gonna hope for the best on this one. The Valley of Fire is extremely beautiful, but it kind of, to get a good flight, you need good winds and good sunlight, so that's the goal right now. All right, here we go. We're pulling up to the Valley of Fire. This is kind of more in the middle, more towards the north end of the park. And these are some of the bigger features. I'm trying to fly around and then head south, which I think is where like the iconic Valley of Fire road is. So basically we'll make our way north to south and check this place out. Aside from last night, it's been years since I've flown this spot. I think I've flown it twice, once in like 2018 with the Scout guys on a big trip before I really started making YouTube videos that were at least getting any attention. And then once during van life. This type of terrain definitely freaks me out a little bit because if you have a motor failure, there is absolutely nowhere that's flat to land safely. Look at this. Stuff is pretty gnarly. Little bumpy by the edge here, but I think the winds are so calm this morning that any rotor stuff should be minimal. Not too bad. Let's zigzag around all this stuff, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about the road trip we've been on. I think the only other YouTube video I'm getting out of this trip is our San Diego coastal flight, which was actually really cool if you didn't see that video. But we went through Glamis and we went through Salton Sea, and those are places I've filmed at a lot, so I didn't make any videos there. Then from Salton Sea we went on to Lake Elsinore to the drop zone to skydive, which is a spot I've never been to before. We wanted to get tuned up skydiving. BB jumped her wingsuit. I jumped my two-piece tracksuit. A lot of that stuff I just didn't film. Technically, legally, which blows my mind, it's kind of funny how rules in skydiving work. I'm not even allowed to carry a camera skydiving yet because, crazy, I still don't have 200 skydives. I have probably 300 or 400 base jumps, but I don't skydive much. And you're not allowed to carry a camera until you have 200 jumps, which obviously you guys know me, I fly with a camera like 24/7 flying a paramotor, but I'm legally not allowed to do that skydiving, which is crazy. It's getting a little bumpy down there, which is surprising, but at least we're getting better lighting than last night. Anyway, skydiving was super fun. I think I got like 7 jumps or something. 3 of them were slick, and I think like 4 in my two-piece, and I felt a lot more confident jumping my two-piece. I only have like 9 jumps total in my two-piece. Hey, there's Colby. He just appeared out of nowhere. But from Elsinore, then we went up to Yosemite, and I've never been to Yosemite, and obviously you can't do much flying activities at all in Yosemite because it's highly illegal as a national park. So I didn't really film anything there, at least anything I can post online. But Yosemite was incredible. First time there, it's just a gorgeous place. Huge granite walls. They're like 5,000 feet above the valley floor. Pine trees. It's beautiful. I mean, it's a little bit like Disneyland because it's a national park and it's very like tourist oriented. But the place is just remarkable. I highly recommend it if you've never been there. Gotta look at this. Kind of just staying slightly above all this stuff because there's definitely some wind going on, but I can't really exactly tell which direction it's coming from because it's so light, but it's just enough to churn up the air. as you may be able to see my glider dance around a little bit. It's such a random thing to have all this sandstone poking out of the desert and no other sandstone anywhere nearby. And then there's like orange rust sandstone, and then there's this lighter colored stuff. The texture on this stuff is insane. It's all flaky. Now we're talking. One-handed formation flying, filming on the phone. Make sure I don't get boxed in. Always gotta have power to climb out. Going right or left here? So we're coming around, I think, to the more southern part of this flight. And I'm thinking we should start cutting back west. Phoebe only took off with about 4 liters of gas, and I think she'll be fine, but definitely not as an area you want to run out of gas in.
At this point during the flight, I could see BB only had about 1 to 2 liters of fuel left. We still had to cross about 8 miles of desert, so I knew it was time to turn back. Luckily, we took the flight home really high, and luckily her fuel lasted till the very last minute. She made it out of the Valley of Fire, which was super treacherous terrain, over the vacant desert, and all the way to the highway that you see here. I lost track of both BB and Colby, so it wasn't until I landed that I got a text from BB saying she made a safe gangster landing on the highway. Colby and I loaded up the trailer and drove about a mile down the road to pick her up.
Not seeing any gas in there. It's the first time. Dude, I was
That's all I've got for this one. Thanks to BB for letting me use this footage. Look forward to Roadster and Spider reviews coming very soon. This winter, I'm working on putting the Risky Biscuits Paramotor School together, so also stay tuned for more updates on that. Till the next one, have fun, fly safe, peace.